The lesson which I am going to teach you today is from 8th class. The name of the lesson is The Inexperienced Ghost. As the title shows that the ghost is not experienced. How we experience or visualize the ghost in our mind when the ghost word comes in our mind, because we have listened from other people, from our friends, or while watching the movies we visualize the ghost that is very much frightening, or that scare the other people, and he has red eyes or long nails. But in this story we find the ghost completely different. He is not able to frighten the people, and in this story we find the ghost that is completely confused or perplexed, because the ghost has come into a club, but he is not able to go back, because from where the ghost has come, from where the dark world the ghost has come, he is not able to go back. And because some movements of hands or arms are needed to go back, but the ghost has forgotten the movement of those arms and hands, so he is confused, and so he is bewildered. So this in this lesson we find some characters. Before telling the characters, first I want to tell about the writer. And this story has been written by H.G. Wells. H.G. Wells is remembered as father of science fiction. He has written many famous novels. The names of his novels are Red Room, Island of Dr. Moreau, First Man in the Moon, and Shape of Things to Come. He has written many famous novels, but at those times, some of the words space aircrafts or nuclear weapons were not present. But he has visualized, because the themes of his novels are mostly futuristic, because he has visualized the things which the people are going to see in the later life, and he has visualized the things, so that's why he is remembered as science fiction writer. And this story has been taken from his story collection. The name of his story collection is 12 Stories and a Dam. This story has been taken from one of his books. In the starting of the lesson we find the main character Clayton, and Clayton meets his friends, and the names of his friends are given here: Sanderson, Evans, Wish, narrator. When Clayton meets his friends and in a club, he tells his encounter with a ghost one day before. But when the friends listens this encounter of ghost with Clayton, they started laughing. His friends didn't believe that ghosts are really present in the world, that they have any little existence. The friends doesn't believe the existence of ghosts. But Clayton starts telling the encounter with a ghost. He tells that he met with a ghost who has small face, round shoulders, and he had worn a trouser. And that ghost was transparent, because the Clayton had come into the club one night before also. And when he was passing through a passage, he saw a man that was transparent, and he was semi-transparent, because he was able to see window through the ghost, and so that's why he was semi-transparent. And that ghost, when he became conscious of Clayton, that he was watching him, and he tried to frighten the Clayton, but Clayton didn't frighten, and even he seemed interested in the ghost. The Clayton tried to suggest to the ghost that he shouldn't be there in the club, because so many people came there with their children, and the children would frighten on seeing the ghost. But the ghost told that he had slipped there in the club by mistake, because And the ghost had told the Clayton that some movements of the hands and arms are needed to go back, and he had forgotten the movements, or those movements the ghost had forgotten. Clayton then offered the ghost that he should come along with him in a room, and then the ghost should describe his whole story. Then the ghost explained that how he had died on the earth, and that saddened the ghost, and then the ghost became very melancholic. After that, ghost tried to remember the moments, so he would be able to go back from where the ghost had come, but the ghost was helpless and he won't be able to go back. Then the ghost remembered that the Clayton should turn his face towards other side, and if the Clayton would keep on watching him, watching the ghost, and then the ghost won't be able to vanish or disappear from there. Then the Clayton turned his face and the ghost disappeared from there, and as this way the Clayton is telling the encounter with the ghost to his friends, and only one of his friends, his name is Wish, and he starts believing the tale or the story told by the Clayton. Rest of friends didn't believe in the story told by the Clayton, and the Clayton starts telling that he is going to imitate the movements of his hands and arms, how the ghost has shown the movements, and then the Clayton would disappear from there, disappear or vanish from the room. But the Wish becomes very much frightened, and Wish tells the Clayton that he should not try to do the movements, otherwise he would also disappear from there. So this story I have explained you, and only half a story I have explained you, and the rest of the story, rest of the lesson I will describe you when we will go through the lesson. This is a suspense for all of us, that whether the Clayton would be able to disappear from the room or not by imitating the movements of hands or arms, how the ghost had disappeared from there, or the Clayton would describe, or the Clayton would disclose his friends that it is just going to be a joke or fun. So ending I have kept hidden from you, and when we will go through the lesson I will explain you that how the lesson has ended,